I own Post Oak Barbecue in Denver, Colorado. This thing started. I own Post Oak. I own Post Oak Barbecue in Denver, Colorado. This thing started back in 2019. Decided to go out on a limb and pursue a passion project. And I'm all self-taught. And I own Post Oak Barbecue in Denver, Colorado. This thing started.
let's say hello to the Bombers. While the Demons warm up, we'll introduce the Bomber Boys.
From Arvada, Colorado, the North Jeff Bombers. Center fielder number 2, Adam Barth. First baseman number 3, Nolan Fratsky. Shortstop number 5, Mason Chalupa. Right fielder number 6, Carter Prince. Left fielder number 10, Jack Brides. First baseman number 11, Trey Henry. Right fielder number 12, Ryder Case. Second baseman number 13, Chance Van Gieson. Third baseman number 15, Chase Ferrardi. Catcher number 18, Red Ekman. Third baseman number 20, Henry Gardner. Catcher number 21, Will Hall. Left fielder number 27, Andy Dahl. Head coach number 7, Matt Van Gieson. And assistant coaches number 55, Dustin Chalupa. And number 33, Casey Bratsky. Go Bombers!
All right. Well, Mason with a real nice hit to start the game off. Unfortunately, snagged by the Demons, and that'll record the first out of the game. Chance Van Gieson up to bat. Number 3 pitching for the Demons. He had that one in at 67 miles an hour. All right. Umpire says chance went around. That'll be a strike. Chance swinging at a low one in the dirt. That'll record the second out. I'll bring up Adam Barth. Adam trying to hold up on that, but unable. Goes for strike 1. Adam takes a hard cut at that one. High fastball at 67. Adam down to 0-2. Takes another hard cut, and that went in for the third strike. The Bombers go down in order. Change sides. See if we can do the same to them. We'll step aside for a moment, say hello to one of our sponsors.
I own Post Oak Barbecue in Denver, Colorado. This thing started back in 2019. Decided to go out on a limb and pursue a passion project. And I'm all self-taught, and the obsession turned into a restaurant. Texas barbecue, to me, is great meat, very little sauce involved, simple rubs that do nothing but highlight the meat and highlight technique. Bringing that to Denver was a very important thing for me. We are known for brisket, so we use Nolan Ryan beef, USDA prime, and we've really made a name for ourselves on brisket. Our brisket is so set apart from everybody else's brisket. I'm very proud of that. We do several things with it. We top loaded baked potatoes. We top, we call it Dirty Mac, top our jalapeno bacon mac and cheese. Really, we go for those traditional Texas flavors.
All right, we got Noli on the mound for the Bombers. Noli warming up. This will be his first pitch of the doubleheader. Noli's last outing, I think, was, I want to say last Thursday. Noli pitched. Looked pretty good, actually. Came away with no decision, as I recall. All right, here we go. Starting off, we got catch the number for the Demons. Looks like a freshman. Not much bigger than the 14U boys. Number three for the Demons. All right, Nolan, 3 balls, 1 strike. That ball hit over to the right side. Snagged by second baseman Chance Van Gieson, who came over to make the play. Bombers have 1 out. With 2 balls to start this batter off. Next pitch will be over the plate, I suspect. Looked like a changeup. That one hit the umpire in the chest. Came off a foul ball. We got 2 balls, 1 strike. That one high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Noli's going to need to keep this one right down the middle. Number 11, the pitcher last game, sends it into deep center field. Andy over there making the catch for the second out of the inning. Andy, the left fielder, came over on the play. There's Andy over there. All right, that ball hit sharply over to Noli, who throws it over to Trey, man at first base, and the Bombers go 1-2-3, doing to the Demons what the Demons just did to them. So we'll start the second inning like it's the beginning of the game, 0-0. While the Demons are warming up, we'll step aside and say thank you to another sponsor.
Flatirons Dance is a dance studio home to ages 2 to adult. We offer classes in jazz, tap, lyrical, ballet, and competition team. I started Flatirons because I've grown up in Arvada. I love this town. I love the people here. My family and I reside in Arvada. And I just wanted a studio, much like the studio that I grew up in, a family environment that is fun and teaches kids dance while teaching them other skills.
Number 3 warming up for the Demons. Temperatures dropped here at the field. It's about 50 degrees, I'd say. Maybe a little chillier. And wind has calmed down for now. We'll see if it stays that way. There's a slight breeze. Not too heavy. All right, Trey Henry up to bat for the Bombers. Trey takes a big cut at that one. Evens the count at 1. Up at an eye level for Trey. Goes for a ball. Count is 2-1. Pretty sure it's 2-1. Trey pops that one up over near third base. I don't think I got that one. All right. Didn't get caught, so keep batting. 2-1 is the count. Thought it was 2-2, but I'm not positive. Trey with a real nice cut. That's definitely going to make it 2-2. Fouled back. All right, Trey hits one up to the first base side. And they'll make the play, and that'll record the first out. We got one out. That brings up Nolan Fratsky. Nolan, the pitcher, to start this game. This particular league, he, I believe, does not have to bat, but he is batting. And I believe he's entitled to a courtesy runner if he wants one, but only a pretty quick kid. I don't think he's going to want a courtesy runners. All right, Nolan taking a big swing at that one. Got 1-1 is the count. All right, Nolan steps out of the box while the pitcher steps off. Reset. All right, I think a fastball has been called. Nope, low. That'll make it 2-1. Nolan ahead in the count. Has his pick of the next couple of pitches. Noli picks the next pitch, goes over to right field, drops, and Noli will be in there for a base hit. All right, Nolan on board for the Bombers. That's the I believe that's the first base runner we've had this game. Let's focus on Nolan here for a second. Again, first base runner of the game. How exciting, the Bombers with the first base runner of the game. Andy Dahl up to bat. Noli sneaking off at first, looking like maybe he'd steal, but creeps back after the pitch. Pitch comes home, ball fouled high up behind the backstop. Dropped about 10 feet behind me. All right, Andy 0-1. Nolan's still over at first. Nolan goes. Andy pops it over into right field. It's going to fall. It's foul. Foul ball. Unfortunately, that is foul, and that was real close. That was right on the line over there. And that means Andy comes back for another swing. Noli goes back to first base. Nope. Pitcher's going to hold Noli on here. Noli creeping out a little bit, but the pitcher comes home with it. Andy hits it short to the pitcher. Pitcher throws over to first. Andy out at first, but Nolan advancing to second on the play. All right, Bombers have a runner at second with one out. One out. 2 outs. 2 outs. 2 outs. 1 on. Runner at second. Brings up Rhett Ekman. Rhett capable of putting one deep into the outfield. Takes the first pitch for a strike. That one inside. Catcher tries to frame it up, but umpire says no, no. And so the count is even at 1. Noli dancing over at second. Pitch comes high above, kind of right at the head of Red Ekman, and he wisely ducks it. Noli stays put at second. Noli taking a generous lead off a second, nobody holding him on. And then they go back to second. Noli, if they throw the ball into the outfield, but the center fielder backs it up, and so that is not going to move Noli over at the moment. So Noli stays at second. The count's still 2-1. And we'll see what happens here. Noli taking another generous lead. Shortstop creeping a little bit, but not coming in behind him. That inside for another ball. It's now 3-1. I think Noli's got the pitcher off his game a hair with the dancing over at second base. Rhett takes ball 4, and now we got 2 runners on. So the Bombers with the first 2 runners on of the game. Red Ekman at first, Nolan Fratsky at second. That brings up Jace Verardi. Jace started, I believe, the starting pitcher last game. I think that's right. Looked pretty good. Now looking to strike back for the Bombers. Runner in scoring position and 1 on first. Takes that pitch for a strike. It's now 1-1. Oh, Jace takes a big swing at that one and comes underneath it for strike 2. All right, we got 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. And that is strike 3. Bombers strand 2, and we'll come back and see if the Bombers can hold the Demons again. But while we've got a break, maybe we'll say hello to a couple of sponsors. Starting with Coach Dusty. Coach Dusty has a small American family agency. He helps protect all those important things to you, like your home and your autos. Even has a umbrella policy. Helps me keep my assets protected so that maybe someday I can use those assets for what they're intended. Should the worst occur, I know Coach Dusty and American Family have my back. So if you're looking for a review of your insurance, or maybe just to try to save a few bucks, just give Coach Dusty a call. You can take a picture of that barcode. That'll take you to Coach Dusty's website, and then you can give Dusty a call and get a competitive quote. Maybe ask him a few insurance questions. Make sure that you've got all the right protection for your needs. Okay. I also want to talk about Just Add Water Landscaping. Owner is Kelly Cates. Kelly doing all the crazy stuff like climbing up on your roof to clean out your gutters. I know you, yeah, I'm looking at you. You did not clean out your gutters last fall. They are probably full of leaves and all kinds of stuff that's keeping that water up there, maybe making it stink, and maybe even worse, maybe keeping that water close to your house in the wrong spot. A bad spot for water to remain can damage the exterior of your house. Speaking of water, Kelly will come over, turn on your sprinklers, make sure they're operating peak efficiency, handle our drought situation that we're having in Colorado this year. So if you need your sprinklers reactivated or your gutters cleaned out, why don't you give Kelly Cates a call over at Just Add Water. All right, we're back. The Bombers have warmed up. Noli remains on the mound. Rhett Ekman catching the game. Rhett, a pretty good catcher. That a changeup gets hit over to right field. Deep into right field, and that'll they'll try to run a oh boy, that was awful close. That ball relayed into the third baseman and forcing a Demons player to make a pretty serious headfirst slide, but he's safe. And so the Demons reach first in the game. Come back to Noli. No outs, one on. Noli with the first pitch strike to this batter. I'm going to share some of my misery with you guys here in a minute. That one outside for ball one. That's 1-1 is the count. It doesn't matter where I put the camera in the outfield, invariably a umpire will stand in the way of the camera and block your view of home plate. I apologize for that. Unfortunately, I don't have that $1 million film crew that the majors have. It's just me. Maybe we'll switch to that camera for a little bit. All right. Noli ahead in the count, 1-2. Throws that one low and outside for a ball. Evens the count at 2. That ball popped up over to the right side. Caught by, oh, nope, dropped by the second baseman. That'll bring home the run for the Demons. And they score first. So the Demons up 1-0 now. We've got a runner on first. No outs. All right, that a fastball high for ball one. Noli with the off-speed pitch outside for ball two. Noli, I think, will be looking over at first. Comes home with it. Ball hit up the right side. Caught by the second baseman. Chance tries to double him off, but not in time. So the runner is safe at first. And the Bombers have one away. All right. That brings up number, can't see it, number 7, I think, for the Demons. Noli takes a glance at first, comes home. And that one low and inside, but called strike. All right, that one fouled. Off-speed pitch, I think, caught the batter a little bit by surprise. That 67 you saw on your radar there was not the pitch speed, but instead the bat speed. Sometimes the radar will catch bat speed or exit velocity. All right, that was in for strike. I think that was 3. Yes. That's a strikeout for Noli. I don't think the batter realized it was he was down 2 strikes because he thought he should stay in there for another pitch. All right, wow, that's going to leave a mark. He hurt himself trying to slide. All right. Well, he's all right. Probably will have a mark when he takes off his uniform tonight, but for now, he's back up and he's going to play. All right, that one hit deep into center field. Caught by center fielder Adam Barth. And that is a out for the Bombers, who give up only 1 run on the innings, so the Bombers will be back out for the top of the 3rd. We are in a close game, much closer than the first game. The Demons up 1-0. Right, let's say hello to our final sponsor. We got Night Exteriors. Now look, just between you and me, winter's hard, and it's hard on your house. You got water creeping in here and there, snow blowing up there. You know, it messes stuff up. Those temperature swings crack and peel your paint over time. Well, why don't you let Night Exteriors come over and take a look at the outside of your house. Recommend any maintenance or upkeep that you need to do. Maybe a coat of paint here or there. Maybe attach some loose siding. Take a look at your roof. Make sure there's no loose shingles. Keep that envelope of your house in good shape, and that really helps keep the house nice inside. You know, all that water needs to stay on the outside of the house. That envelope, that's what does that. So you have Night Exteriors to come over and make sure that the water stays out of your house and the house looks real nice. Got that curb appeal, envy of your neighbors. Maybe some new windows. Give them a call. Give a little TLC to your house. Make sure that your house is ready for next winter. All right, the Demons just about done warming up here. We'll throw it down to second, and we will get underway. All right, starting off the inning for the Bombers, we've got Carter Prince. Umpire had time. Pitch came anyway. I don't think he was very happy about that. All right, here we go. That one inside. Ball one. That one up and inside for ball two. Carter ready to swing at that strike if it comes. That one high for a ball. All right, this one ought to be right down the pipe. Carter ready. That one high, and Carter walks. Carter with a real good eye. Walks on 4 straight pitches this game. Carter on first. Bombers have a runner. Mason Chalupa up to bat. All right, that one high for ball 1. That is 5 straight balls from number 3, the pitcher. Carter taking a nice lead at first. Nice primary, getting a little bit of a secondary. Bouncing over there. There we go, nice primary lead. You come back for him. And he's in there, safe. All right, that ball low, but still called a strike. Mason now 2-1. 2-1. Mason takes a big cut at that one. It'll even the count at 2. That ball low. It's ball 3. Full count. Full count. Carter's still at first. We'll be moving on the play. And Mason swinging. Carter goes back to first, stays there. And that'll be the first out for the Bombers. 1 down, 1 on. Chance Van Gieson up to bat. Chance takes strike 1 down the middle. That one high and inside over Chance's head. That'll even the count at 1. Carter's still over at first. That a changeup, I think. No, just kind of a weird slider, maybe. Didn't take much off of it, but it had a little bit of a movement to it. Chance swings and drives the ball over to second. They're going to try to run a double play, and Chance beats it out, and they are not in time. So they knock Carter off the base path at second, but Chance makes it to first in time on the fielder's choice. All right, with a throw back over here to Chance, and Chance in safe. Trying to keep Chance close. Meanwhile, we got 2 outs. 2 outs, 1 on. And Adam Barth up to bat. Adam didn't like the call on that one. It's a high pitch around the shoulders. Adam hits it over second base. And all runners safe. Okay, Adam with our first hit of the inning. That'll bring up Trey Henry with runners on first and second. Chance Van Gieson on second, Adam Barth on first. Trey Henry up to bat. We got 2 down, and the boys are going to start doing some dancing and clapping. And Trey takes a big cut at that first pitch for a strike. That one off-speed pitch, maybe a curveball. Fooled Trey a little bit. That comes back with a fastball now. Trey goes down 0-2. Trey will look to protect here. Be swinging at anything close. That one's super high, about 8 feet in the air. The count 1-2. Pitcher steps off the rubber, and we'll reset here. Boys distracting the pitcher. Trey takes a big swing and misses the ball. That'll be strike 3 and out number 3, and the Bombers go down stranding 2. We'll change sides, and the Bombers still keeping it close. Down 1 run. That'll bring up the bottom of the 3rd. The Demons looking to strike again. All right, the boys lining it up out here. We got Mason Chalupa over there at shortstop. We'll have Chase Verardi over at 3rd base. Up here at 2nd is Chance Van Gieson, and let's see who's at 1st. Oh, look, all the coaches. I don't think they can play. I mean, they're not wearing mitts at all. Look at them. Hands in pockets. There's no way they're playing like that. Oh, looks like Trey. Trey's going to man first. We got Noli back on the mound. Noli with a real low pitch count at this point. Let's see if I can get you the pitch count. Well, it doesn't look like I can access the pitch count at the moment, but rest assured it is quite low. So Nolan back out for a 3rd inning. All right, there's our throw down. Nice throw. Rhett, I think, probably our number 1 catcher. Nice to see him hooking up with Nolan, our number 1 pitcher for this game. No doubt that is what's keeping it close. All right, looks like we're set. Noli pitching out of the stretch, but throws that first pitch in for a ball. The second pitch right down the middle for a strike. Noli evening up the count at 1. Noli with a nice off-speed pitch, a little bit outside at 47. All right, that one was close, but no cigar. So we got 3 balls, 1 strike. That one in there for a strike, full count. Nolan not willing to surrender the free base. Looking to perhaps throw a fastball down the middle here. It certainly was the fastball down the middle. That goes over to left field and snagged by Andy Dahl out of the air, and that'll record the Bombers' first out. Once again, Noli, fantastic pitching this inning. All right, Noli facing his second batter. Throws that one for a strike. We got no balls, one strike. All right, 2 strikes now. Noli with a low pitch 3. That'll be a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. At an off-speed pitch, heading over to the third baseman who can't handle it, and that squirts to the outfield. Jace Verardi, I think, let that one through. We'll want that one back a little later. Yep.
That's right. Keep it in play next time. Good cut, buddy. Come off the bag. Hey, good hit, buddy.
I own Post Oak Barbecue in Denver, Colorado. This thing started back in 2019. Decided to go out on a limb and pursue a passion project. And I'm all self-taught, and the obsession turned into a restaurant. Texas barbecue, to me, is great meat, very little sauce involved, simple rubs that do nothing to highlight the meat and highlight technique. Bringing that to Denver was a very important thing for me. We are known for brisket, so we use Nolan Ryan beef, USDA prime, and we've really made a name for ourselves on brisket. Our brisket is so set apart from everybody else's brisket. I'm very proud of that. We do several things with it. We We top loaded baked potatoes. We top, we call it dirty mac, top our jalapeno bacon mac and cheese. Really, we go for those traditional Texas flavors.
All right, well, you probably didn't hear me because I think my mic was off, but the Bombers finished the last inning with a real nice double play. Ball trickled up to Noli at pitcher, threw it over to, I believe, the shortstop, and shortstop relayed it over to Trey at first for a double play ending the inning. So Noli still delivering a fantastic pitching performance, is now up to bat. So Noli looking to get one of those runs back by putting one in play here. Noli trying to help himself on a fantastic pitching performance. It'd be an awful shame if he didn't have a chance to win this game. That pitch high for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. Noli holds up on that high pitch. Home plate umpire calls for the appeal to the first base umpire, who calls it a ball. So 3 balls, no strikes. That one right down the pike, and Nolan watched that one real close. All right, 3-1 the count to Nolan. He's ready. That ball high and gets Noli onto base, so Noli once again looking to get a run back here is on the bag for the Bombers. That brings up Andy Dahl. Nolan, a real good base runner. Look to take a good sizable lead here. Pitch comes home. Noli tries to steal. Throw is off the line. Nolan safe in at second. The Bombers with a runner in scoring position. No outs. And Andy Dahl ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Andy hits one deep into center field. That drops, and Noli is going to score from third, or at least try. Nope, Noli doesn't go. They hold him at third, and meanwhile, Andy Dahl sneaks over to second base. So the Bombers have 2 on in scoring position with no outs, and Rhett Ekman up to bat. The left fielder had bobbled that ball after it fell, and I thought for sure Coach Dusty would send Noli, but decides he's going to hold him there at home, or at third, not send him home. So the score remains 1-0 in favor of the Demons, but the Bombers threatening here with 2 runners on, both in scoring position. All right, I believe the count is 1-1. That one real high, almost gets away from the catcher. Won't take much to get Noli running into home and scoring, so pitcher's going to need to dial it in real tight here. That one high, up really around the neck, surprisingly high strike, but the Catcher did a real nice job of pulling it down into the zone and framing it up. All right, that's strike 3. Red strikes out looking. That brings up Jace Verardi. Jace 0 for 1 on this game. I believe he did have a hit in the last game. Again, runners in scoring position. Andy Dahl on second, Noli on third. That first pitch in for a strike on Jace. All right, Jace readies, and we'll see if we can put one in play here and score one of these runs. All right, Jace looks at strike 2. Put it in play, Jace! All right, Andy playing a little game of dance out there. Jace swings at that third pitch and catches a piece of it. Hits the dirt in front of the catcher. That'll be a foul ball. Jace takes a real big cut at that next pitch and strikes out. All right, 2 down for the Bombers. Be nice to put a ball in play here and try and get one of these runs home. We got Will Hall up to bat. Will subbing in for Ryder, who I don't think was actually in the lineup, but I'm not positive. All right, catcher's going to go have a little talk with his pitcher. Demon's having a little conference on the mound, trying to set up. That probably means they're going to bring the infield in, but I don't really know. All right. Catcher giving him a little bit of a forceful speech out there. Can't quite make out what he's saying, but seemed a bit animated. We got 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, both in scoring position. Andy Dahl on second, Nolan Fratsky on third. Will Hall at the plate. Will puts it in play. It goes up to the first base side. He's got to beat this throw out, and he does not. And that strands 2 on the inning, and the Bombers squander a really good opportunity to even up this game. The Bombers remain down by 1. All right, the Bombers back at it. On defense, we got Noli back out for a 4th inning. 4 innings on the mound for Noli at this point. We'll see how much of this inning he gets through. The pitch count is very low, so certainly within his ability. Noli throws that first pitch down at the feet of the batter. That'll go ball 1. Getting late here at the field. About 9:04 p.m. The second game was supposed to start at 7:30. Got started a little bit late, so we still have most of an hour left. That ball off speed, coming in up near the chest level. Batter swinging underneath it. Another off-speed pitch, this one outside. Out a fastball, squirts up past Noli, out to looks like Adam Barth at center field. And the Demons have one aboard. All right, 1 on, no outs. The Demons looking to extend their lead. Have a runner on with no outs. That another off-speed pitch. 44 inside. Goes for ball 1. That one, I think a slider. Could have been his fastball. It's a little hard to tell with Noli. His bread and butter is off-speed pitches and location. So sometimes a little hard to tell if he's throwing a fastball or a changeup. That one in at 51 outside for ball 3? 2? I don't know. That one low and inside, but gets called a strike. So we got 2 and 1. Right, that ball up and it hits the screen behind the plate. And Noli right back in it with an even count at 2. That one put into play over towards right center. Ends up dropping and rolling to the fence. That's going to bring a runner around to third, but they will hold there. And the Demons now with 2 in scoring position, really threatening. Coach Patrick's going to go out and have a little talk with Noli on the mound. Probably check on his arm, maybe tell him a dirty joke. All right, number 11, probably their strongest player, pitched the first game of this doubleheader, pitching in the low 70s. also has hit some real nice hits in this game. Comes up with 2 runners in scoring position. That first pitch in there for a ball a little bit low. All right. Runner dancing over here at third, but Nolan in control, and Rhett keeping that ball in front of him is going to keep that runner from coming home. That ball perfectly thrown right at the top of the zone for a strike, but thrown badly on the way back, and luckily the Bombers don't give up a silly run. All right, that ball high up at head height. Noli not giving number 11 much to swing at, knows that, to be honest, they'd probably rather put him on than let him swing at a good one. 3 balls, 1 strike. That ball inside, puts the runner on. All right, bases loaded. Noli's got a little bit of a jam to work himself out of, but certainly within his reach. Demons with the bases loaded and no outs. All right, Rhett tries to frame that one, but umpire says, nope, too far inside. So that goes for ball 1. That one up around the numbers. Goes for ball 2. That one perfectly placed, but unfortunately hit pretty hard up to the third base side. Goes to the left fielder, who throws it down to third and not quite in time to catch the runner. So we now have 2 runners scoring on the play, and the Demons are up 3-0. 2 runners remain on base, both in scoring position. Up comes number 21 for the Demons. Noli's still pitching a real good game, throwing strikes. That ball outside for a ball. That ball a little bit outside. That ball hit up the left field side. Stopped by the shortstop Mason. Throw it over to third base on the it's not a fielder's choice because it wasn't a force at third, so I think Mason tried to catch the runner there, not looking for the tag, and unfortunately not successful. So that's going to score 1 for the Demons, so now 4-0. All right, Demons with 2 on, still no outs. Runners at the corners. Noli catches the runner stealing, and he'll go to second. The boy's not quite ready to catch that runner. He got a good jump and made it to second before Trey could do much with the ball at third or first. Only bringing the next pitch home. Squirts through between first and second, out to Carter. He bobbles the ball, and that'll score 1 for the Demons. Meanwhile, runners safe at first. Did I miss a run? 5-0. Yep, 5. Okay. 6-0. I did miss a run. All right, that one going to second. Did not quite catch the runner. Back there at second, throws the next pitch, goes over to shortstop Chance, who throws it to first baseman Trey. Records. Nope, does not get the out. Does not get the out. So safe at first. Runner advances from second to third. And we've got 2 on. Still no outs. Bombers down 6-0. All right, Noli with a real nice first pitch there. All right, Noli ahead. No balls, 1 strike. Noli goes over to first. Does not catch the runner. Nolan again going over to first, does not catch the runner. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. Oh, Noli with a real nice attempt at third, did not get there, and ball squirts over to the fence, and that brings the runner home from third. Noli had caught him sleeping, but unfortunately the third baseman sleeping as well, so that ends up with a run scoring. The Bombers are down 7-0. All right, still the same batter. 2 strikes, 1 ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Batter reaches for that one, puts it over second base. That'll get thrown home. Rhett with the catch at home decides that he's going to hold that runner. So the runner stays at third. Meanwhile, the batter advances to second. And we've got runners in scoring position. Again, no outs. No outs. That one high and outside. All right, that one in there for a strike. Should have. I thought we had 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm not sure what's going on here. That one put in play up to the first base side. Bombers can't corral the ball, and the runner from third scores. The runner from second stays at third. All right, Noli back up on the mound. Starting to get down to the bottom of the order here, so Noli with a good shot of something happening. Playing a little game with the runner at third, throws it over, and now they've got him in a rundown. Wow, the runner absolutely plows a Bomber. Hey! Ejection, come on! That is ridiculous. He's out of the game. He's ejected. Runners are required to slide. Absolutely plows Noli.
Hey! We don't have that either. No discussion from the crowd at all. You got ejected. There's nothing else you can do about it. It happens in baseball. It is a contact sport.
All right. Bombers will reset here. Noli back on the mound, dusting himself off. He all right. Coach Matt's going to go check on Noli, make sure he's okay to pitch again. Bombers maybe getting a little bit of a taste of how these high schoolers play the game. Noli 13 years old, just 13 years old. I think turned maybe a month ago, maybe 2. Getting plowed by a 15-year-old is a little bit startling. All right, Noli's going to take just a couple of practice pitches here, make sure he's good to go. A lot of dust coming off of Noli's uniform. All right, Nolan says he's good. Umpire wants a strike, wants to see a strike. All right, here we go. Nolan ready to pitch. All right, Noli with the great first pitch to this batter. Dropping it in for a nice strike. All right, that one hit up the right side, drops into right center field. Adam comes over to grab the ball, throws it in, but it's not going to be in time. And that'll score 1 for the Demons. All right, Noli looking over at first, maybe. brings it home. Rhett maybe takes a look at first, doesn't throw it, so we're just going to play catch here for a minute. That one was a ball. Noli drops it in. That one a little bit low, goes for a ball. Rhett trying to bounce and throw it down to first, I think, on that one. Probably got out a little ahead of it. All right. That, I think, another ball. Oh, I have no idea what the count is at this point. All right, that one fouled off behind the plate. That'll be 2 strikes. I think 2 strikes, not positive. I think my scoreboard has frozen. I see what's happened. Low battery condition. All right, dropped third. First was occupied. That'll record the out. All right, Noli with an out. We got 2 outs. Bombers looking to get out of this inning with the damage done so far only. Runner at first, 2 outs. First pitch strike. We got no balls, 1 strike. All right, that one a little low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first. 2 outs. That one inside. Runner stays at first. All right, 2 balls, 1 strike. All right, Rhett does throw it down this time. They don't catch the runner, but it's definitely going to keep him close. All right, batter hits it out to the right side. That's two strikes now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Full count. Here we go. Full count, 1 on, 2 outs. Ball outside, that'll walk the runner. And we got 2 on. I'll bring up a fresh batter. All right, that one kind of fended off towards Noli. Noli gets over there in time, gets the ball to Trey, and records the out. All right, Noli again helping himself out. Gets over there and records that out. I think that's probably going to do it for Noli. He's pitched 4 innings now. Did a pretty good job. Kept the pitch count real low. Got caught on a couple of bad plays from the defense this inning, and a couple of good offensive at-bats from the Demons. So Bombers going into the 5th inning down 9-0. We'll need some offense if we're going to keep it in this game. All right, Mason Chalupa up to bat first for the Bombers in this inning. Mason takes the first pitch for a ball. All right, another ball up high. All right, 3 balls, no strikes to Mason. That one, real nice strike. Right, a little bit high, just around the nipples, so Mason doesn't take a swing at it. Mason takes a nice swing at that ball. That's going to go way out to right field, but it is caught in the air by the right fielder, and that'll go for an out. Demons holding the Bombers scoreless so far. Chance Van Gieson hoping to change that. All right, Chance takes a good cut at that one. 1-1. Chance takes another good cut at that one. 1-2. Chance looking to protect here. All right, Chance fouls that one off. Chance takes the third strike, looking. That'll be 2 outs for the Bombers. All right, Adam Barth up to bat. Looking to start a 2-out rally for the Bombers. That one high above the head. Another one high, around neck height for that one. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. That ball way inside. Adam backs out. 3 balls, no strikes. Adam 1 for 2 on this game. That one around the neck for ball 4. Adam will run it down, and the opposing coach is going to come out and maybe have a little talk with his pitcher. All right, looks like we're going to get a pitching change here. Give the new pitcher a minute to warm up. Meanwhile, I'm going to cut the mic here for a second, try to adjust the camera. All right, well, a successful camera adjustment. Doesn't usually go that well, so I'm glad that went well. I got a little remote control here that's supposed to only go about 300 feet, but I promise you I'm more like 380 feet from that camera. All right, well, looks like Trey Henry coming in to bat for the Bombers will take the first pitch inside for a ball. Trey takes off, or Adam takes off. Adam steals second. Adam with a successful steal, runner in scoring position. Now Trey looking to bring him in. Oh, Trey, big swing. We got 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner in scoring position. 2 outs. 2-out rally time. All right, that ball low and inside, but called a strike. Trey fouls it off the left side, goes over, hits the fence, so out of play. No harm, no foul. Count is 2-2. Adam toying with the pitcher. Foul tip held for third strike on Trey, and that'll end the inning for the Bombers. They did threaten to score, but couldn't bring anyone home, so they remain down 9-0. About 20 minutes left in game time. The Bombers will need a little bit of a good defensive performance here in order to stay in this game. We will have a pitching change. Nolan is out for the rest of the game, so we've got a new pitcher coming in. I'll let you know who that is as soon as I see him. It does look like Henry Gardner is coming into the game. Henry trotting towards the mound, looking like he's going to be pitching. Acknowledges Rhett, the catcher, so I think that's what we're going to see. Let's watch Henry warm up here for a minute. Henry, a little bit more speed than Noli, not nearly the control Noli has. Henry's still working on his third pitch. He'll argue that he's got 4 or 5 pitches, but you know, which ones can we actually throw in a game? We've got a fastball, maybe a slider, maybe a curveball. All right, that pitch low. First warm-up pitch at 54 miles an hour. That's about what we should see. Maybe he'll creep up to 60 if he really gets a hold of one. All right, another good one at 44 or 54. Meanwhile, Trey over here warming the boys up. Brings the next pitch. That looked like an off speed. At 49, I think that was probably an attempt at a curveball. Didn't quite get the release right on that one. Okay, that one fastball low at 54. So it looks like that's what we're going to see from Henry. Is top speed around 54 for this outing. All right, that one, I think his slider tailed off there, came in at 53. That one, another attempt at an off-speed pitch, got out of hand a little bit there. So, like I said, Henry's still working on the off-speed pitches and probably most reliable with his fastball. Most important thing at this level, throw strikes, let your defense pick you up. See what Henry can do here. Came through the mitt, tagged Rhett in the face. Luckily, he's wearing a mask. Might have a hole in his mitt. Gonna have to work on that. All right, looks like Henry's ready. So we should see a slider here, maybe a strike, maybe a fastball. Yeah, slider. Rhett not very happy with his throw down to second, ends up in right center field. So here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning. Bombers down 9-0. They will need a good defensive performance here in order to stay in this game. That ball down in the dirt for ball 1. All right, that ball hit deep into center field. Adam making a great play on it. Doesn't quite get there. It squirts away from him. But Carter manages to catch the ball when it comes away into right field. I think that's Carter. I'm not sure if that's Carter in right field. Will is now in right field. All right. Boy, everything's switching up on me. You know, they don't run these changes by me. I'm a little offended about it. All right, the runner goes. We do not get a throw. So we've got a stolen base. All right, Henry waiting for that. Oh, that Jesus Christ! That hit the field umpire right in the gut. He tried to get out of the way, but that one came off the bat real hard. I will try to get you a speed on a replay there. All right, looks like the umpire is awarding 1 base to each runner. My goodness. I think you're just going to score that as an infield hit, April. I really don't know. Dusty, score it as an infield hit? Yeah. All right, the umpire is back up and walking around after that one. He had moved to the outfield after the first game. He was behind the plate after he got clobbered pretty good by a couple of passed balls. Oh yeah, that hit him right in the stomach. Yeah. We're getting some commentary from the parents saying it looked a little lower than the stomach. I think that probably is true. Came off that bat at 81 miles an hour. Yeah, 81 miles an hour, and he just had zero shot of getting out of the way of that one. All right, Henry, 2-1 on this batter, I believe. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on first and second. That pitch behind the batter clips him, I think. That'll send him down to first. So now we've got bases loaded, and Coach Patrick's going to come out and have a little conversation. Coach Patrick, quite the baseball player in his own right, plays for St. Anne's, I believe. A little bit of high school ball. I think he's 16 or 17 now. Helping coach the boys this season. Probably a better deal than last season. He did a little bit of umpiring for us, and I think it caused a little tension when he would call his little brother out at the plate, or calling some strikes on his little brother that little brother didn't agree with. So I think better that he's in the coach position than the umpire position this season. All right, we've reset. Bases are loaded. Got no outs. Okay, that ball outside. Went off the plate. All right, that went in for a foul strike. Two and one is the count. Bases are loaded. That one batter reached for 53 miles an hour, so not an off-speed pitch, maybe a slider at the most, but it was outside, and the batter reached for it and fouled it off to the right side. Batter reaches for another one and sends it into right field. That rolls to the fence, and that'll bring around some runners. All right, looks like we've got enough runs scored that the game has ended. So 10 minutes remaining. The umpire has called the game, deciding that we don't need any more injuries on this one, and the Golden High School Level 3 Demons have swept the Bombers in both games of this doubleheader. We'll get a little bit of sportsmanship lined up here. Boys will shake hands, and everyone will be heading home for a good night's sleep after that one. All right, Bombers give up a combined, I believe 28 runs in those two games, scoring 2. Bombers kept it close for the first 3 innings, but ultimately Demons' offense just unable to be contained. Once they got a few runners, they got them around. Next game is, I believe, on Sunday. That'll be a tournament day. Oh, well, we do not have a tournament this weekend. Unusual. So we are actually playing another league game. So we'll play a league game on Sunday the 12th. Surprising, because Chassa didn't allow anything. But I guess technically not Chassa. So so we will play on Sunday the 12th at 11 a.m. So join us then as we take on Dakota Ridge.